Introducing the all-new BYD Sea Lion 7, the luxury electric SUV that's changing the game. Book your free test drive today at the BYD showroom in Sheffield.
Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klitschko, Shannon the Cannon Briggs, and Butterbean, Cruiserweight King Jai Opetaia.
Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Eddie Hearn, we're here in Riyadh. I tell you what I really want to know is just describe the journey that you had from Times Square to get to Riyadh.
Literally finished, went straight to the airport, jumped on the plane, 14 hours direct, something like that, yeah. Okay. But obviously across different time zones as well, so now it's 10 to 3 in the morning. Bizarre. So it's, I think it's about 10 to 6 in New York in the afternoon. So
something like that.
I don't really take any notice of time zones. I'm knackered all the time, and I'll just sleep straight after the show. So, and then we'll be off and onwards. But a mad 24 hours. Looking forward to this one. Jack Bacody's about to start. Munguia, Badu Jack, and of course Canelo later on.
Were you on the same flight as HE?
Yeah.
Did you guys have much conversation about what happened?
Yeah, we sat probably first hour or so. We just talked about the fights and everything. I mean, the occasion was incredible. The operation was incredible. The fights didn't quite live up to expectations, but that happens sometimes. But it was still just an incredible moment. I mean, the scenes, being around it last night, you know, the visual impact they had, did huge numbers as well. So it was, another big week for the Ring magazine.
I don't want to focus on too many negatives, but ultimately 2 records were broken. Least amount of punches, yeah. Which is mad to even think about in that much time in history of boxing in both fights. Why do you think that was? Because a lot of fans online are saying they were trying to save themselves, not to be made.
No, definitely not. Like for Devin, I think it was overcoming the mental demons, if I'm honest. I mean, he looked very jittery earlier in that fight. When he held his feet, he was actually looking like he was punching quite hard. And I wish he would have done that a bit more. I think he would have stopped Jose Ramirez. Ryan just... I said leading up to it, you know, when you're in that environment with no crowd, it's like fighting behind closed doors, and you can let that moment pass you by if you're not careful. And that's what I feel like he did. But you've got to be more professional than that. Do you know what I mean? You can't, after the fight, go, yeah, well, it felt like a bit of a sparring session. Like, mate, that was a massive fight for you. So, shout out to Rowley and, everybody else. It's never easy, but I thought a lot of people underperformed last night.
You've got instinct. What do you think would happen? Like, are these fighters contractually obliged to have more fights with the Riyadh season of the Ring? Or
yeah, I think everyone's contract's different, isn't it? But I think that Ryan and Devin are still 2 huge stars, and they're going to be in big fights. But I don't think they should be fighting each other yet off the back of last night. I mean, Ryan's now coming off a defeat. Devin didn't really look himself. I think they need one more. The rematch is going to be there. It's got great narrative, but right now I don't think the rematch would actually do itself justice. That makes sense. So, not my issue, but I guess we'll see.
I want to talk to you about Conor Benn's reception.
Unbelievable, yeah.
I spoke to him online on Instagram a couple of times, and I think he still doesn't understand where the fans have just turned.
Incredible, and not just how they turned, but I've not seen any response like that, other than AJ, for a UK fighter before that I've represented. He was getting mobbed on the streets, and he deserves it. He's in a great position right now. Obviously, a lot of people are talking about him fighting big names at 147. We've signed a contract for the rematch, and that's what we expect to happen, but we'll see.
The $1 million question, I'm assuming the big money fight is EUBANK. Probably pays 4 times what the other fights pay?
Maybe. I mean, definitely double right now. But saying that, like, Conor Benn fills any arena in the UK. I think he can do a stadium against a big B-side or A-side or whatever, so... But he wants to go again with EUBANK. I mean, that's what he wants, because he wants to avenge a defeat, but we'll have to see.
Just confirm this issue with the rehydration, because I saw you talking to Ben Shalom earlier. I'm guessing that was a big debate. Like, is it signed? Can it be changed?
Yeah, we have a contract with Ring Magazine and Saudi Arabia, and so does he. Our contract's very simple. It's 2 fights on the same terms. Done. He's saying that they can negotiate the terms. I mean, that's news to me, but I don't know. But what I also want to know is that, EUBANK did the rehydration with all his clothes on and a massive Louis Vuitton jacket, and all of that was probably weighing at least £2, at least, and he was still half a pound under. The rehydration was no problem at all. But Ben Shalom told me earlier that he doesn't know how EUBANK got in the ring because he was only 50 or 60%. This is news to me. I thought he had an amazing camp, but,
What do you think happened to the boxing board investigation? Like, what would happen if
I've said my bit on that. You know, I think the board have got to get real in their sense of how people make weight. And it's not. I don't want to get myself in trouble, but I also want to be honest about the situation. You know, even you know how fighters make weight. Everybody in boxing.
I think 90% of the boxers.
99%. You know, so it's difficult, and I think we've really got to look at this check weigh on the Wednesday. I don't think it's actually safe for the fighters, because what they're doing is they're making weight for the check weigh, hydrating, and then making the weight on Friday as well. I think we need to look into it scientifically with some real experts there around weight making and nutrition, and not just a doctor. You know, we need to get the specialists in to look at it, and the board do a great job. There's no doubt about it. But you know, let's be real about weight cutting. It's not easy, but they do need to make it as safe as possible, and that's their intention. But I just feel like sometimes we've got to keep evolving.
Last thing, Fred, before we go. Anthony Joshua is on his way to Riyadh. What's the latest with him?
Nothing. He's had that injury. He's not back to full camp yet, but we'll see what happens.
Eddie, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.